Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first time talking into a camera, which is so weird. I look so crazy right now. This is my emotional support water bottle and my microphone at the same time. I'm in the kitchen of my own apartment and I wanted to just talk about how I got to this space of having my own apartment, because I feel like a lot of people might think it's unachievable, and even if you're just trying to achieve everything, I just want to say, like, you have to believe in yourself no matter what, no matter who does or doesn't. And I'm gonna be talking about how I got here and all that I had to go through, because sometimes the worst things that you have to go through will just bring you the best blessings and growth, because you know that whatever bad moment you're in, once you go through something so bad, you know you can rely on yourself and nobody else to help you out of that. So I was living with somebody and it got to the point where we just didn't want to live together anymore. And the person I was living with told me that, well, I can't get my own place because they were saying that my credit score isn't good enough for me to have my own space. And the person didn't even know what my credit score was and just assumed that it was bad because I had student loans. And I was not that confident in myself at the time, and I just believed what they said. I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. I can't get my own place. So I ended up going on Facebook Marketplace, which I don't recommend. You need to do what you need to do, but if you can find a safer way, please do, and spare yourself possible troubles along the way. So I found this girl who was looking for a roommate in her home, and I went along with it because I just really needed another place to stay, and I didn't want to lose the really nice job I had in this area. So I stayed there, and there was one day I was watching her animals while the girl I was living with went on vacation, and I got back from the grocery store like middle of the day, sun shining, not expecting a crime, but then when I came back, I found her cat outside, and I was like, I know I did not let this cat out of this apartment. Like, I would never, like, I know I was safely watching these animals. So I got inside and I went into my room, and I found that my air conditioning vent was ripped open, and I was like, oh my gosh, somebody must have tried to break in here. So I ended up calling the police, and they were asking me, oh, well, like, is there blood on the window? Because there was just an incident in that area and it might be related. And thankfully they didn't find blood on the window, but either way, it was a really scary situation that I would have never imagined myself to be in. And there were about like 6 or 7 cops that showed up to her house to investigate the situation. So it was just really scary for me to know that, like, they specifically tried to break into my room. So I obviously let the girl know about the situation that I was living with, considering it was her house. And so I said, like, do you mind if we just, like, make sure the doors are locked at all times? Because I found that sometimes she kept the door unlocked, and it was not a safe area where we were in. So she says, yeah. So she agreed to keep the doors locked, but the more I was living with her, the more I just kept finding the door unlocked. I would wake up in the morning to her being gone and the door unlocked while I was asleep, the front door specifically unlocked. And so I brought it up to her a few more times, like, hey, can we please just, like, keep the doors locked? Like, that was a really scary situation for me to be in, and I just don't feel safe with the doors unlocked. And I don't understand why she had such a problem with it. And the first few times she agreed to locking it, but then the last time I asked, she said, well, you have no reason to feel unsafe here. And I'm like, how do I not have a reason to feel unsafe when I had to call the police because somebody tried to break into my room and your cat was outside? So that was that. I was like, I need to get out of here because now I feel unsafe here. So I just started looking for more places because I didn't want to lose my job over here. I was looking for places and while I was working over here, I would drive like a far distance just to be at my dad's because I felt so uncomfortable where I was paying rent to live with this girl. And while I was at my dad's, I just looked outside my window and prayed because it was just a really dark time in my life, being that the situation with my previous roommate didn't work and my mom passed away and also my cat wasn't doing well. So I just prayed to the universe while looking out my window. I just manifested, I'm going to get my own place and my cat is going to be okay. And literally both of those things came true, and my cat is still okay today and I have my own apartment. And I just feel so blessed and also happy that I believed in myself and didn't let anybody stop me or tell me what I can and can't do, even though I did believe them for a short time. So I was obviously a little worried about how I was going to financially afford my first apartment because I feel like when you get your first place, you look at like what you have to pay and it just kind of scares you. But I was like, I'm willing to try anyways because you don't know how things will turn out until you try. So right before I signed my lease, I was serving at a very nice restaurant and somebody came in and literally gave me a tip that covered my security deposit for my first place. And it was a very large, generous tip. And I just felt like it was like a gift from the universe for believing in myself and going forward with that. So I just want to tell anybody that don't let people tell you what you can and can't accomplish in this world, and believe in yourself always. Don't let crazy people push you around, and stand up for yourself. If you don't feel safe somewhere, try to do anything you can to get out of that situation and trust your intuition.